Welcome in. We are live. Hi, my name is Rochelle, and this is Brampton Gardner. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. I have a few different things on the menu, so to speak. First of all, of course, we will be going through my Stokes seeds order. So if you were watching my live 2 weeks ago, I believe I kind of I went down the rabbit hole of their website, and we went and we looked as a group live on YouTube, and we checked out their site, and I put a bunch of stuff in my cart that night. And then throughout the week, I went in and I took things out and I put things back in, and then I took them out and then I put them back in. So I don't even remember actually what I ended up with in my order. So I haven't opened it yet. You can see it's still sealed up nice and tight. I won't be showing you my address, but I'll be opening that in a few minutes. And then I do have a few flower arrangements that I managed to make this week. Finally had enough flowers coming in. Hey, how are you, Lion Crest? Welcome in, Q. And a chicken, how are you doing? Matt runs YouTube. Welcome in. How are you doing tonight? You run YouTube. That's awesome. Give me some tips. I need all the help I can get. How's everybody doing tonight? So have you ordered any seeds yet? So this is my first seed order of the year. And the last order I put in, I think, was in December. I put in a small seed order of Vessies for a few spring flowers. And then this will be my first and hopefully only seed order for the 2023 season. But if you believe that, yeah. Hey, Rebecca, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? Nice to see you here. Hello, everyone. She's saying, hey, Audrey, how are you? Audrey's living life. Just a silly name. I like it. It's good. It shows confidence, right? And that's what YouTube is all about, right? Okay, and then I was going to show you a few of my little show and tell first before we get started. So I've been complaining about this. Oh, and I'm dripping water. They're a little messy. So I've been complaining that I haven't been able to get very many cut flowers this year, which is kind of the whole reason I started really going into the flower gardening. When was that? 2 years ago. I kind of got hooked on You Can't Eat the Grass and Flower Hill Farm in the summer of 2020. And so I went and I bought a bunch of seeds for that. And then I didn't start my YouTube channel until, oh no, that was in 2019. That was 2019. I started watching them. And so then I got a lot of flower. Hey, Nicole, welcome in. And Suzanne, how are you guys doing? Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, and so I got a ton of flowers the first year. So that in 2020, I had a ton of flowers. I was doing several bouquets a week. I was giving flowers away. Last year, I did a handful of bouquets throughout the year. This year, I think I did one small one earlier in the season, and now I'm finally went out and picked stuff to do some bouquets. So hopefully I can show you these without spilling any water. So there was a little picture thing on TikTok. So here's the little one, and it's dripping on my lap. So in this one, it was a very, very heavy on the sedum, because that's my main filler that I have access to in my garden right now. So we have some calendula, we have sedum, we have zinnias, we have a beautiful cherry brandy rudbeckia, 2 of those actually. And then in the back, I have straw flowers, I have amaranth, and then this blue one over here is my forget-me-not, which I don't want to forget. And at the back there, I have a, I believe that's an elderberry vine for my neighbors that I cut. Okay. Oh. So that one is my little one. And I love the vase on that. It's reflective. It's like a mercury glass vase. I got it at the secondhand store. I love to go and thrift for my, oh, she's just saying hi. I already saw that one. I just love to thrift for my vases. So that's where I get all my vases. I pay like $3-4 for them. And then it's fun to have different ones. So now this one is more of a vertical bouquet. And this one has, I don't know why it looks like it's flashing. Oh, my camera's really having a hard time picking up on it. So this one has a lot more going on in it. We have the larger amaranth. I have the canna lilies leaves at the back. I did tuck in some basil. So I have some cardinal basil. I have one sprig of my lilac, which is blooming again. And we have some cosmos in there, and then the calendula and straw flowers. And then I have this kind of these weird grass. They're almost like a mini explosion grass, and then these little fuzzy grasses that are growing in the garden. I didn't plant them. I don't know what they are, but they look cute. So I should lift the camera up so you can see those a little bit better. Behind me, that's a better than the bottom of the drawer. So, hey, Irene, how are you? You're here for a little bit, cooking dinner, and my husband will come in to eat shortly. I'll leave you playing, but I'll be quiet. No problem. Thank you so much, Irene. You haven't been posting too much over on your channel lately. I did go to check out. She has a beautiful channel. Irene is in Tennessee, I believe, and in the Smoky Mountains. And she posts some very nice gardening videos, but she also posts, just kind of out and about with her and her husband, getting lost in the forest, apparently. At least they didn't run into any bears, so that's great. And, oh, she's just greeting everybody. Hey, Nicole. I knew Nicole would be here for the seeds. Oh my gosh, I thought I turned off all my phones and devices. Okay, so let's get into the seed thing. Okay, should we ask? Okay, first of all, I'm going to ask everybody to put your guess in the comments on what was my total bill for the seeds. And we will do that. So keep in mind, these are Canadian prices. So Canadian price before like taxes and shipping. So everyone gets a chance to write their guess in. And you can do it. You can guess it now, and or you can wait until I'm done showing all the seeds, and then you can put your guess in then. And then we'll wait, and then I will tell you the answer. And keep in mind, again, it is in Canadian funds, which is about like 20% off of US funds, right? All right, so here's the box. It's very light. It's kind of, I was like, oh no, for all that money. Nicole. Oh, it better not be. Okay, so we are opening it live. Ooh. And unlike Karen, I don't know if you guys watch what is her name? Karen? Nope. Caitlin? Oh gosh, I can't think of her name. But she uses like the giant knife. She does the makeup unboxing. I'm so sorry, I can't think of her name. It was Tuber Chat's wife. I cannot think of her name. Karen Walker? No, Karen Walker. That's from Will and Grace. That's why that sounded familiar, but that's not her name. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. But okay, she uses like this giant knife every time to open her boxes, which terrifies me. Okay, so we got it nicely packed. Nothing's floating around in here. Okay, so we got some paper there. And they're in a little bundle with the total, which you won't be able to see that until the end. So hopefully, everything's in here and I don't have any back orders. So, oh, okay, these package, I've never ordered from them before. So I've never seen their seed packs before. And they're in black and white. I guess I should have opened this first and then I can show you. Well, you know what? I'll show you what they are after. We can go back to their website and pull them up so you can actually see a picture of them. Okay, so the first up is the Black Dragon Coleus. I mean, I don't know. Should I just be showing you on their website right now as we do it? I'll go through it first and then we'll do that. And then I wanted a Coleus, a Kong version. So Kong is like just like a giant version of the Coleus. They get a lot bigger. So I went with the Lime Kong. And then I got, heliotrope. I love heliotrope. If you've ever grown heliotrope, it smells absolutely amazing. It's also called the cherry pie plant because it smells like a vanilla cherry pie scent. And it is ideal. Oh, you know what? I'll at least read them. You guys know what Coleus is, but this one, it's called a cherry pie. It's a deep purple broccoli shaped blooms, very fragrant, ideal for window boxes and cut flowers. So yay. I'll probably be putting those in flower pots and then possibly in the landscape. Next up is Impatience, Imara Rose. So this is a beautiful rose colored impatient with a high degree of resistance to downy mildew. Yay. Next up is Hybrid Impatience Extreme Utopia Mix. And this is an ultra elfin type bred to produce quality plugs faster than other varieties. Colors are limited to the best high germination performers. Large 2.5-inch blooms in a mix of lavender, rose, salmon, and violet on 8 to 10-inch mounded plants. Sounds beautiful. Sorry, I don't know why I'm flickering in and out. Hey, Sheppy. Hello, hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Oh, I didn't. Hi, Zara. There you go. I was thinking $90, but that box seems really light. It does seem really light, but we will see. Keep in mind it's Canadian money. Ornamental mint, mini mint. I believe it's also called Corsican mint. It is an economical way to grow an attractive, highly fragrant ground cover. Each multi-seed pellet contains 8 to 12 seeds. One plug in a 4-inch pot delivers a nice full fill. Leaves are non-toxic, but do not have a palatable flavor. So it is a form of mint, but it's like a little ground cover. I'll be pulling these up on the website after we go through this. Hybrid pansy frizzle sizzle mix. So these are the frizzle sizzles. I fell in love with them, and then I couldn't decide which frizzle sizzle to get. And then I realized, oh, they have a mix. So we went with the frizzle sizzle pansy. I have a few different pansies. And then we have the mammoth sangria punch. And seriously, pansy seeds are so like this thing. Like, I hope there's seeds in there. These things are so flat. Yes, that says sangria punch, mammoth. So those are really big. Oh, I couldn't remember if I added this or not. This is the hybrid flowering kale. So this is the crane bicolor. So these are the long, fancy flowering like kale cabbages that you can grow in the spring and then put them into like springtime cut flowers. This one I am so excited about. I didn't even really know that you could buy frizzles for shizzle. Yeah. I didn't even know you could really buy these as a seed. I never thought about growing them. And that is the polka dot plant. So if you know what a polka dot plant is, it's a really pretty light pink plant with little dots on it that you can see pretty much at any box store. It's sold as a house plant. And it kind of resembles a coleus in a way. It's grown only for its foliage. And they're very cute. And they are shade, I believe. I think it's a shade. Oh my goodness, look at this. I didn't even turn the seed packet. Look at all that information. That is amazing. So it has information here at the top for if you're a greenhouse, how to sow it, what size plugs and everything to put it in. And then at the bottom, it has your information as a home gardener. It says this is one of the easiest things to germinate. Follow the above suggestions. Start seed anytime. Don't forget to cover your seed flat with a piece of clear plastic or glass to prevent the seed from drying out. Seeds will germinate in 2 to 3 days. That is amazing. And then they can be transplanted in 14 to 20 days after sowing. That is amazing. I'm really tempted to try some right now, but then I don't want to have to deal with them over winter. So we're not going to do that. And then this was one everyone kind of freaked out about was the ornamental millet jester. So this one had the, get off the screen, Nicole. There we go. This one had the beautiful, beautiful foliage on it. It is young leaves are chartreuse with subtle overlay of burgundy, maturing to predominantly burgundy foliage, especially in full sun. Plants reach garden height of 42 inches and spreading to 36 inches. Very nice. So again, wow, like just full tons of information on the back of the seed packet. I have never seen a seed packet like that. So they cheaped out a little bit on the color, but wow, they really put in the work on the labels on the back. And you know what? That's even more important. Okay, next up. Oh, I'm so excited about these. I'll have to show you the pictures. I'll pop them on the screen. This is hybrid petunia sophisticata lime bicolor. So this one you can see it's chunky because it's in a vial, which means the seeds are pelleted and they're super, super tiny. And I can't remember how many seeds are in the pack. 10 seeds. It better do well. But I did that 3 years ago with my tickled pink. I paid $8 for 10 seeds or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, this is so much money for a petunia. They did amazing. I've collected seeds off of them. And last year I grew like over 200 of them. So it's worth it, right? Yeah, I'm really excited about that too. Okay. Next up is the Another petunia, photo finish burgundy. The color on this is absolutely fantastic, according to the website. So really excited about growing that one. Next up is Status. And if you follow Garden Answer at all and you watch the video with her and her mom making Status wreaths, you will know why I bought this. I'd already wanted some and I'd been looking like last year and I really had a hard time finding it. Everyone was sold out last year. And but then when she, like, if you saw my comment on her video, it was like, go buy 1,000 Status seeds, because they were beautiful. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I love buying seeds. You should see me at the fabric store too. It's very similar. Okay. Next up is the hybrid verbena Tuscany Twister Purple. So that is going to be super cool. If you're not familiar with verbena, it is very, very similar to lantana. Like, honestly, I can't really tell them apart. If someone puts it in a basket, normally here, most of our flower baskets are verbena because they are an annual, and lantana doesn't really survive here anyways. So we usually don't. It's usually verbenas in most hanging baskets and flower arrangements here. But then I see people on other gardening channels and they're using lantana everywhere as well. And to me, the flowers look pretty much the same. So again, so outside May 15th, broadcast seed thinly where it is to bloom. So you can direct sow it or you can do it in the greenhouse. Very cool. Oh, and they have the germination rate. So this has a 94% germination rate. That's awesome. And then, oh, I forgot I ordered these. Yay! Because I was looking online somewhere else that was having a sale for like 99-cent seeds, and I looked for these and they didn't have them. Walla Walla onions. So I tried growing Walla Walla onions last year. They got shaded out and did nothing. I had like a harvest of like 1 or 2 that were very, very tiny and weren't even the size of a shallot. This year, I sprinkled the rest of my seeds that I had left, and I got 3 to germinate. And I babied those 3 little seedlings since January, planted them out. They're doing fantastic, and I cannot wait to eat them. So they bulbed up. I'm actually going to have onions, and I'm really excited about the Walla Walla sweets because they are from Walla Walla, Washington, which is southern Washington, kind of like down along the Columbia River, kind of central Washington and down. But I grew up in Oregon, which is just south of there. And so when Walla Walla's onions were in season, it was a really big deal. And there's this burger place called Burgerville, and they would do seasonal Walla Walla ring. This is really hard to say. Walla Walla onion rings. Yes, Walla Walla onion rings. And they were absolutely delicious. Everyone waited all season long to get some of those. So yeah. Oh, I do not have a P.O. box in Canada. I do not. Some people do. We have them here, but I do not have one. But I can send you my email. I can send you my address. I will do that for sure. Thank you, Irene. That's so sweet. Very sweet. Thank you. Hey, G Mama, how are you? Welcome in. I did your seed thing last week. So I got a lovely card in the mail from G Mama, and inside it has the Lagos spinach. They're actually downstairs. Lagos spinach and some columbine. So thank you so much, G Mama. I'm really, really excited about that. Like, that spinach, it's a celosia spinach. So it's fabulous. I'll show you a picture of it on the screen and when I'm done with these as well. So Walla Walla onions, and then last but not least is the Gomfrina Las Vegas mix. So I'm hoping these are bigger and taller than the ones I bought and I've been using, because mine are like this tall. So I'm really hoping that these are taller. They say quick crop times, 11 to 12 weeks. The versatility in the landscape makes this a sure winner. So that's really exciting. This is 50 seeds. So we're doing a ton of Gomfrina. And then here in the back, it has your instructions for if you're doing it as a greenhouse reseller, or if you are a home gardener and how you want to grow it. So, and this one does not have the germination rate on it. Some of them do, some of them don't. But, and it's got a little thingy-majiggy there. Oh, you can't see it. I can't think what they're called. The little square barcode thingy. I can't think what it's called. But they have that on there, which is great because then you can probably takes you right to the website with more information on it. So that is my seed haul. I think it was kind of a nice variety of seeds, new things to try. I'm very excited to do more planters, being as I have those giant planters that I got. If you saw that video, not a video, Instagram, giant containers I ended up getting for free. And I got those 3 hanging baskets super cheap as well. They were on clearance at Walmart for $4.97, I think. All right, so here's the bill. And my total before taxes was my subtotal. Did someone, oh, did you get your guesses in? Did you get your guesses in? Okay, yes. It was definitely not you can guess again. Okay, should we do the highest without going over, or should we just do or should we just do however the closest? The closest without going over, or just the closest, the closest? We shall see. All right, get your guesses in. Get your guesses in. And then I will pop everyone's guesses up on the... Oh, people are coming in. We got the guesses flying in. Do, do, do. I'm afraid to sing the Jeopardy song and get in trouble. Do, 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 do. One Bob. What? One Bob. All right. Anyone else? We got 10 people in chat. Has everybody voted? Put in their guesses. All right. So we have Susan at, is it Susan or Suzanne? Suzanne at 108. We have Irene at 145. We have Nicole Smith at 78.56. Oh, wow. And yours came in first, or else I don't know. Maybe it's not. Am I on top chat? I'm chat, live chat. Otherwise, Nicole was playing dirty there and was going for the whole let's make a deal. The Price is Right. Price is Right, or Let's Make a Deal. Oh gosh, I can't remember which one it is now. Zara says 67. $1 Bob. Okie dokie. Price is Right is one. Okay, yeah. So that's why she went in for the $1. Okay. Oh, Danny is late. Okay, Danny, we're guessing what my total was on my seeds. So here are the packets. Here are the packets. What do you think the total was? So how did I have all together? Let me count them up really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18. 18 seeds. Packets. 8. And one of the reasons I went with Stokes seeds is not just because they had such a great selection, but because they have flat rate shipping. So over on Vessi seeds, the higher your shopping cart goes, the higher the shipping goes. So I had my order sitting in there earlier, and it was very close in amount. And it was up to, I think, $27 for shipping. Because there's just a percentage of your bill, which Stokes seeds was a flat rate of $8. So, but I'm not seeing. Oh, that includes the shipping charge. Oh, okay. And I would take that off. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Yes, we're trying to guess. Oh, I bought them at Stokes Seeds. Oh yeah, you weren't here when I was doing that video. I don't think you were out of town. Great G Mama saying 55. Hey, the chicken's back. How are you doing? Just a second, I got to do some quick math here because they added the shipping into the subtotal, which is kind of weird. So does that mean I paid tax on the shipping? I don't like that. They made me pay tax on the shipping. That's not right. Okay. All right. So everyone got their questions, their guesses in. the final total, subtotal of my, here, I'm going to type it into the chat, was $93.85. And then if we take that, let's see what that would be in US. So Stokes is not a discount seed company by any means. To US, let's see. That would be $71.74 US. So who was the closest to 93? G Mama had 78. Suzanne was very close because the original, my subtotal was 102. But that was with the $8.95 shipping. Oh, Nicole was, that's right. Nicole with her 78.56. Was Nicole the closest? Congratulations, Nicole. Yes, your first guess was closer. Where were you at the first one? Did you? Oh, Irene was at 85. That was a good one too. Just her first guess straight up. All right. Don't worry. Nicole didn't win anything, so don't feel bad. It is, and it's kind of scary. I don't normally if I place a seed order, it's about $30-$40, and then I kind of start panicking and pull stuff out of the cart. So but I was just like, you know what, I grew so many things from seed this year that did so well, and I really want to, like, so many of these things I can save the seed off of them, right? So I might pay this price now, but I will be saving seeds off of these and growing them for the next who knows how many years, right? So but you kind of keep adding new things to your to your garden, right? You got to change things up. I'm not one that likes to go in and just keep doing the same thing over and over and over. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to go back into my order. And I think that might be the easiest way to, if it's going to let me, it's not going to let me click into there. Here, I'll share my screen so you guys can struggle. You can join the struggle alongside of me. Is this it? Here we go. Okay, so here is the Stokes. Here's my order. So like the prices, I think, were fairly, a few of them were quite pricey. So the Impatience, the Millet, some of these, the Burgundy Petunias were actually 20 seeds. So some of them are in the $3 and $4 range, but then I did splurge and get a few of the pricier. So I'm trying to see if I can just click on, I was hoping I could just click on each one and pop it up. So let's see if I can just do this really quick and just pop in the SKUs and see if that's going to pull up the, oh yes. Okay. That's going to work. All right. We'll do this. So this is the, one of the first things I ordered. I showed you, this is the Black Coleus. I'm going to try and get that bigger. Every time I get it just right and then it moves. I'm trying to get the picture bigger. Whoop. Okay. So this is the Black Coleus. I'm really excited about this. I kind of like that crinkly leaf on it. I think it's super cool. And yeah, it was, something happened. I'm so sorry. I had no idea, so I didn't even try to guess. There's no prize, so it's all right. There's nothing lost. But like they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You didn't know. There could have been there could have been a prize. Okay. So we're going to look at the next one on the order. So we'll have to see. It would be funny if they came out the same way. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this was what I was talking about last time. I saw this little lemonberry frizzle, and I was like, oh, that's gorgeous. And then I saw the frizzle sizzle raspberry, and I was like, oh, that's beautiful too, and I had them both in my cart. Then I saw this one, and then I saw this one, and I was like, oh my God, you guys, this is getting to be too much. So then I saw this one, and I was like, yes. So this is the Frizzle Sizzle Mix, and I'm going to get all of those varieties in there, and I'm really excited. So hopefully they will start, I'll start them early enough to where they will be blooming before I plant them out, so I know what colors they are, and I'll try and keep them somewhat separated and then save seeds off of them individually. So that is that one. And then next up we have the Mammoth Sangria Punch. So if you just came in and you're wondering why I'm doing it like this and I'm showing you on the screen, it's because the seed packets came with no, some of them either there's no picture because these are the onions. I guess there's nothing exciting to show you for a picture for that. But even the ones that do have pictures, they're black and white and they're just like a printout picture. So I figured you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. And I have to justify spending all that money. So so this is the Sangria Punch Pansy Mammoth. So they have very large blooms. So it's very exciting. Those colors will mess me. I know. You think, well, and it's so funny. So my neighbor up the street, I gave her some of my petunias last year. Hey, Garden Master, welcome in. How are you doing? And I thought they were all the tickle pink climbing petunias. And so she planted them all in her front area. And apparently one of them is like this kind of a lighter purple petunia. And so she's got like this nice swath of the petunias. And then there's like one purple one right in the middle. And it drives me nuts. She loves it. And I think she loves it because she knows it drives me nuts. But it drives me nuts. I want to dig that one out so bad. I'm like, oh, it's not supposed to be in there. Yeah, so I'm a little nervous about that if they don't bloom in time. So I will be starting the seeds right after New Year's as soon. So normally after Christmas, I have we winter sowed my antique violas this year and they did well. That's awesome. You know, I had a lot of the ones that I planted into the mini garden. They self-seeded. They self-seeded from the planter I had done last year. So I had this planter just sitting there full of dirt from last year. I hadn't tossed it because I was hoping the plant that was in it would make it over winter, and it didn't. And then in the spring, all of a sudden I saw these little seedlings pop up. I'm like, what are those? And then I was like, I think those are violas. So they were my violas coming back up. And I had a ton of them. So I used them in the front yard. So that's really exciting. So I'm hoping they self-seed where they're at in the garden now. So that would be really cool too. But I am saving seeds off of them as well. But that's good to know that the winter sowing worked as well. Especially if you know which seeds are going in, right? So I went with the pink polka dot plant. So they have seeds for both kinds if you want to try. This is the red and then this is the pink. I went with the pink because I want to do. I don't know. I couldn't justify buying both of them, but I did go for this pink one, and I think it is very, very pretty. So you might have seen, I don't know why it's really called polka dot because it's more like stripes. Should be like pink zebra if you ask me, but whatever. But yeah, it came with 50 seeds and attractive, distinctive spots, 50 seeds, and then it has that other one there. So, oh, and then they have the growing information. So their website does have, so all of this information that you see here on the website is printed on the back of the seed packs, which is amazing. It's so handy because, I mean, it's nice to have it on here. And like, honestly, I'm a bit of a nerd. So when spring is coming soon, I usually make a spreadsheet and I plug in all the plants that I'm growing. And then I will like mark on it, like, does it need light to germinate? Does it need, is it a cool flower? Does it need full sun? Does it need shade? Does it like this? Does it like that? The height? And I plug all of that into my spreadsheet. So that's when it's handy to be using the website, because then I can just transfer the information right to my spreadsheet. But when I'm actually out planting them or I'm doing it and I forget, I can look. I really like having it there as well. Violas often self-seed. Mine have these last couple of years. That's awesome. Mine had never done it before, but I had only grown them a couple times. So I think maybe it's probably because I'd put them in a pot and then I just dumped the soil at the end of the year and they probably just got all messed up. So, all right, where are we at? We are on pink polka dot plant, which is really fun to say. A lot of these are really fun to say. The sizzle swizzles are my favorite. All right, 1857D. otherwise known as, okie dokie. Are we going to search for that or what? There we go. Oh my, look at that. That's fabulous. That is fabulous. Oh, thank you, G Mama. Actually, if you guys want, I can link it in the description, or I'll leave it in the comment section of the video after. I have like a blank spreadsheet. What you do is you open it, and then you go up to the top and you click make a copy, save a copy, and then you save a copy under your account so you don't mess up the original spreadsheet. And I could lock it, but I don't know if I lock it, if that would affect when I copy. No, it shouldn't. I should lock it so people can't mess with it. Start plugging in their information. But yeah, I have it up there. So if you want to go ahead and use it yourself, and you can adjust your columns and add other things. And if you don't know how to do that, just send me an email and I can set up a spreadsheet for you to use if you want, if you have more specific things that you need information on. So yeah. Now do you see why I bought these Impatiens? These are the Amara XDR Rose Impatiens. They are fabulous. They were a little pricier. They were $7, but I do get 50 seeds. So, oh my goodness. And they have a high degree of resistance to downy mildew, which is really good. I'm having a problem right now with some powdery mildew on my calendula and some of my peonies. So my peony in the front usually gets the downy mildew. I mean the white one, the powdery mildew, like right after it's done blooming. So I cut that back to the ground, usually fairly early in the spring, just because it's in the shade, and where it's at, it just doesn't get enough wind flow. It's right next to between the vehicles. And then, oh, look at this millet. Okay. Good. Yeah, I'll drop it in the comments. No worries. If you have any questions, just ask. You know what? I'll probably do a live on it. I should do that because then people can ask in the live how to use it, and I can set up different ones for the different people that are in the lives. I can just make them like a custom one really quickly. Look at this millet. This is freaking amazing. So I'd had one in my cart at another website and it was green. It was like the grass part was green and the plumes, I guess you call them, were, I can't remember which color they were. They could have been a purple, but the foliage on this is just so pretty. I'm picturing this in with some cannas. I think that would look absolutely fabulous. So these were pricey. This was, I better be getting seeds off of this one. And or it better be fabulous because otherwise I will never be buying it again. It's also suitable for drying, which is really, really cool. So it will get between 36 to 48 inches. Yay. So then this is the Purple Majesty millet, and this one's huge. And this one is like the brown color. So this is definitely more of a landscape. If you like that look of corn and whatever, but you can't grow it, this would definitely give you a nice full height. It kind of gives me like the canna feel to it. This one is 48 to 60 inches. Yeah, it's really cool too. But I'm in love with the colors on the other one. If you can tell, I'm a big color person. I love big, bright, bold colors in the garden. Okay, up next on the seed order. Hey, you Grow Row, how are you? Welcome in. Nice to see you here tonight. I am going over my seed order and it's not allowing me to search button isn't working. That's weird. I'm going through it on the website because the seed packets are in black and white. So it's hard to show the pictures. And I hadn't unboxed my box. I would have had all these set up and ready to go if I'd known. But I was like, oh, I'll wait and do it with everybody else. And then, okay, why won't show up long enough for me to put the thing in? Okay. So the next order up was oh, can I just click it from here? No. Oh, view all. No, that's not going to work. Okay. Never mind. We'll go back here. So this was the burgundy. Okay, we'll just copy this and paste this one, I guess. It's not going to let me see that. Oh, I'm subscribing. I'm in the wrong section. Hold on. I can't subscribe with that one. Ah, here we go. All right. Okay. Yeah. Look at that. Fabulous. So I chose this one. There are a few kind of in this color range. I chose this one because the color was so vibrant, and then it has this darker veining on it. And to me, that just really made it pop, and just made it very, very interesting compared to some of the other ones that were just like a solid color, and or the ones with the white. We didn't like the white inside, but I think that is just absolutely stunning petunia. So really excited about that. That was one of the pricier ones. $8.35 for 20 seeds. But keep in mind, if if they all germinate, and I've had great success with my petunia germinating, how many, how much would I pay for 20 petunias? Right? So like last year, the cell packs, like they had like the smaller cans like this at the store, and they were $4 each. Or no, they were $5 each, or 2 for $8, I think, something like that. Or 3 for 12. I don't know. I was kind of surprised how pricey it was. And then the smaller cell packs used to be $1.47, and then they went up to $2.47, and then they were $2.87 this year. And that was for just basic, like veggies and flowers, like in the little tiny cell packs. So plant math, seed math, it's like chicken math. Hey, Max McGee, welcome in. Nice to see you here. Yes, doesn't it? Like this petunia wanted to be in my yard. So if you've seen any of my pictures, my garden, I grew a ton of petunias last year. I grew tickled pink climbing petunias, and then I grew wave petunias. I had white, and then I had seeds that said purple, and some of those seeds came out like a dark purple, some are light purple, and some came out pink. I grew over 300 petunias last year in those little soil blocks. And I planted most of them in my yard. I did sell some, and I did give some away to friends and families and neighbors and stuff. But yeah, I grew a lot of petunias. And so I can't wait to add 20 more of these burgundy ones. They are going to be stunning. And then let's see if the other one is down at the bottom. I can just click on. No, that would be too easy. So we're going to check this one and see if we can't search this one up. This one I am so excited for because I have never seen anything like it. I've seen, like, my neighbor has a cranberry one very similar to this, and I did save a few seeds off of her plant. So I'm hoping, I was hoping to get more, but the plant died. So then I ended up buying these just in case. But I've never seen anything like this. Bum, bum, bum. That was anticlimactic. Look, why isn't it? Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. How fun is this? They are pink and lime. I don't know. These just look so fun and happy and kind of, I don't know, carnival-ish. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. I am really excited about these. I don't think there's as many of the. I think this one was only 10. Let's see. This one was $6.55, and they are palleted, and there are 10. Whew. So I'm going to be very, very careful with these, but they are pelleted. So that means that all of these that are pelleted, they will be getting sown directly into the mini soil blocks. So the petunia seeds that I pick, myself, the seeds are super tiny. Like they make like ground pepper. Like they're so fine. And so that's why I broadcast seed them in like a tray of soil, and I just broadcast seed them. And then once they get big enough, I will pluck them out and pot them up into the 1-inch blocks. But if they come pelleted, then I'm just going to stick them right into the soil blocks, which should get them growing on faster, because they won't have to do that. I wonder what those turn in if you save the seeds. I'm very curious. I was wondering that with my my tickled pink climbing petunias, because they're H1 hybrid, and every year they've come back looking exactly the same color, and exactly the same growth habits. So, I mean, keep in mind like every heirloom plant was originally a hybrid at some point, and then it's stabilized over time. So this could come back and be all lime. It could be all pink. It could be purple. It could be white. I don't know. Or it could look exactly like this the following year, which fingers crossed. But yeah, I won't be surprised if it's not, or if it's just, more of a faded version. That's possible, but we can always hope. Okay, next up, crane bicolor flowering kale. I've never grown this before. I did try last year. I was given some seeds in a swap, and it was an older seed packet that was not in English, and so I didn't really know exactly what the variety was, and or any like how to grow it so much. So they did not germinate. So it could have been me. They could have been old seeds. I do not know. But these are so cool. I have seen them used. I know Laura Garden Answer grows them, and I've seen them used in other arrangements. And I really want to put these out in my front urn in the spring with some of those pansies and whatever, and just and then use them in bouquets or whatever. And how many seeds was this? Does it say? 40. Yay, 40 seeds. That's awesome. So I can grow quite a few of those next year. And if I'm successful in growing them in the spring, then I will grow them again for the fall, because they are a cool weather plant. And in order to grow them for the fall, I had already calculated it out when I tried them last time. I would need to start them July 1st. So if I start the seeds July 1st, then they should be big enough for me to plant out into the fall and do their thing and cut them, with a few frosts or whatever before they get totally killed off. Aren't they cool? Yes. I know, they are beautiful. And I'm not a big fan. If you were here for the live 2 weeks ago when I went through them, I'm not a big fan of like the striped ones, or like the other color mixes. So I have the white on them, or what's the word I'm looking for? The pinwheel. But that was just really cool. All right, what's up next? What's next? Oh yeah, I have to hit enter with the keyboard. Oh, this one. These are the Utopia Mix Impatiens. So my Impatiens are doing amazing in that planter in the front. If you've seen the pictures or video of that in my garden update, there are two Impatiens in that whole container. They're absolutely enormous, and they're taking over, and I'm in love with them. So I'm really excited. But I did save seeds off of them the year before. So those are from my saved seeds, but I hardly got any seeds off of my plant. They even now, every time I go out and look for them, I don't know if it's because if they're a hybrid or whatever, but there's not, I haven't seen any seed pods yet this year. And last year I only had a handful of them. So 50 seeds, it's a decent amount. I should get a ton of Impatiens. I should be able to just fill that front garden. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about next year, because this year was a bit of, hit and miss. But like, I know where I went wrong, or I think I know where I went wrong, and I can't wait to get going again. So these have very large blooms at 2.5 inches, which is very, very big for an Impatient. So that's really exciting. And yeah, they're nice mounded plants. So they have lots of different varieties of Impatiens. Then they have this hot mix, which is really pretty with the reds, but I ended up going with the one I did because I think the colors are going to flow better with the rest of the seeds that I ordered. And then, the Gomphrena, the Las Vegas mix. So yeah, I'm really hoping this Gomphrena does more. I think Nicole's Gomphrena that she just planted is already bigger than mine. They're blooming. They've been blooming for a very, very long time, but they're so tiny. They're like 6-inch stems. So it's like I can't use them in a bouquet. I will dry them though. I should cut them into dry them, and then I can use them. I can hot glue them onto something like I've done with some of my straw flowers. So this is a mix that has the dark. I love this really dark colored one too. So it's got the dark purple, the white, and the rose. And these are cheap. These were only $3.85. So these were nice and cheap. And does it say how many are in a pack? 50 seeds. So that's all right. Hey, have you had that cucumber melon since you can't have cucumbers? I thought I was growing cucumber melon this year, and my vines were doing really well, and they started flowering, and I was all excited. And it's a jelly melon. So actually, I do have pictures I took today that I can show you guys after we're done with the seeds. I'll show you my jelly melon. I have 2 fairly large ones on there, and then a baby. So yeah, apparently, and I swapped seeds with I sent them out in a couple seed giveaways last year. So this summer I gave one to Indiana Backyard Farmer. Yeah, no, Backyard Gardener. So then I sent her an email afterwards. I was like, by the way, those cucumber seeds you won, nope. And then Pam from I was going to say Cooking with Pam. No, Pam from Container Crops. I had sent her some. She was like, "What are these? They're really weird." And I was like, "What are you? They're cucamelons. They have like," she goes, "They have striping on them." And she's trying to describe them in a message a few months ago. And I was like, "Oh yeah, they're kind of different than regular." And and then we never talked about it again. And then I posted the video clip or the picture I'd done on Instagram of the jelly melon, and she messaged me back and she starts laughing. She's like, "That's what you sent me." I was like, "Oh no." So she'll be excited to try that. So this is the status. Status is very hard to find, and it's going to be even harder to find after the video that Laura did on Garden Answer, where she did the wreaths with her mom. And then if you watch You Can't Eat the Grass, Serena has been making fabulous bouquets with her status, and she has this really pretty blue color that I was hoping to get, but they didn't have it available. So I'll be keeping my eye out for that. This was I think it was a decent price on these. They were $4.75 for 50 seeds. So you can see down here, like if you're ordering it by, 500 seeds, $22. So they do have bulk ordering. If you are a flower farmer, or if you have a greenhouse, or if you're just crazy, you can order, you can order massive amounts. Walla Walla sweet onions. You guys don't need to see that. You know what? You know what onions look like. So now we're going to go to the verbena. If you're not familiar with verbena, like I said before, it looks a lot like lantana. To me, it's like the lantana. Really? Like, it's your number. I didn't make it up. Yeah, verbena. Oh, verbena. I spelled it wrong. Okay. Which one did I say I had? Tuscany Twister. Oh, this one here. Tuscany Mix. Nope. I didn't go for the mix because I didn't want the red. Tuscany Burgundy. Have you seen it? Did you see Twister? I think it's a dark purple. There we go. So I think that's really pretty. And that's going to look really nice into the bouquets. This is $5.50, so the price is about mid-range. And how many seeds do we get? 25 seeds. Not a lot of seeds, but they say they're pretty easy to grow. So those will look really nice in a bouquet. And then we have, oh yes, the mini mint. So I was really excited about this because I think it would work really well in my mini garden next year as the grass for the houses, if it works. The thing is, it can grow in shade, so I'm good there. The only thing is they say it needs to be constantly moist. So it's shady, so it won't dry out as fast, but I'm not as good about watering that section, so I'll have to be better about watering that. But this is super cool. It is in the mint family. It is ornamental. They say it doesn't taste so great, but it smells amazing, and you can use it. Um, so it's $5.50 for 10 seeds. Oh, better be good. Better be good. Yeah, you can use it for a fast fill. They're non-toxic, but you can eat them if you want, right? Um, but yeah, they do better in. So I did look it up online. I don't think it said too much here. Best in shade or part sun. Yeah, they like lots of water. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I think it would be really nice in my front planter to hang down. Because sometimes I would use like the coral sedum, but I think it needs more sun than I get there. So I'm really excited to try that in the shade there. And then the Kong lime. I let my friend pick which of the Kongs because I could not decide. They're all fabulous. And she's the one that I had given her some this spring and helped her plant it out in the front. And it looks so nice. Like her front garden looks so pretty. And hers were actually doing better than mine. So I almost went and stole them back when she went on vacation this summer. So this is the one she picked. So it's just absolutely gorgeous. Very beautiful, bright. So this would look really cool with the lime petunias, I think, hopefully. So again, $6.35. Kind of pricey, and we have how many? Does it say 10 seeds? Eek. But they do propagate easily, so I'm just really excited to try them. They leaves on 18 to 22 inch plants makes Kong an eye-catching choice for containers and landscapes. So I think that's a really, really pretty color. So then it has like, here's the rest of the Kong series. So this is Rose, which it has more of like the red ones. I can show you the other, so you can see why I was struggling to pick. You have a greenhouse. I have a small 6x6 inch temporary greenhouse that we set up in the spring. So sorry, I'm repositioning. My foot stuck. Rochelle, I went through all that like 2 hours to get a new phone and transfer all the data, and the speaker on my phone. Oh my gosh, Danny, I told you was the thing. Yeah, so it's just a temporary greenhouse that we set up at the bottom of the hill. We set it up around beginning of March or so, and it's just to kind of get some of the plants outside, get them growing on, because I grow a ton of stuff, and just to be able to grow it all in the house is just not possible. So now I get to wear a ton of stuff. Should I wear a mask when handling fertilizer for plants? Because it says it has toxins that could give off skin irritation or burning sensation. If it makes you feel better and you want to, it's more if it gets on your skin, I believe, rather than being inhaled. Because when you're spraying it, like, and I guess it depends on if you're using like a misting device, how fine the mist is that you're spraying it on with. Or if you're just pouring it. If you're just pouring it into the bottle and pouring it, it's all being poured the whole time, then I think you'd be fine just with some gloves, and be careful and wash your hands after. But if it makes you feel better to wear a mask, you can. I'm not going to say not to, but I tried that mint. It didn't work for me, but I also didn't try that hard. Okay, so when you say it didn't work for you, did it not germinate for you, or did it just not grow well for you? You've been finding seeds for perennials lately? No, I haven't really been looking for seeds for perennials. I have a few, and it's not that I dislike perennials. It's just that they just don't give me that bang for my buck that I like with annuals. Annuals just give me just constant color, constant. They just perform all season long, and I just find in my small yard, I like that instead of waiting for, because that's what would happen before, right? It's like, okay, it's like, oh, my peonies are blooming, yay, but nothing else in the garden's happening, and then they would be done, and it's like, well, it was lupins first, right? So it's like my 2 lupin plants are blooming, yay, but everything else looks dead. And then the peonies bloom, yay. And then, you go through your season of perennials. And if you have a big enough space and you have room to have these perennials that can kind of take on one to the next, It's just I just find have I'm an annual girl. But they, you know, it gets expensive and it adds up. So that's why I like growing them from seed. But I do have a handful of perennials and I will be growing more. Like I got the seeds from G Mama, which are columbine, which I already have a few columbine growing. So they'll be coming soon. I'll be starting those next year. Hey, Mayfield Ranch. Hey, Katie, how are you doing? Welcome in. Hey, Raven Cat. How are you? I'm just going over the seeds that I ordered last week. And actually right now I'm showing you all the seeds I didn't order. If you think I ordered a lot, these are the ones I didn't order. So I was kind of torn myself between this one, but I already have a coleus that's very, very similar to this. It's not a Kong, it's a regular coleus, but we went with the lime. So they're all just gorgeous. I still don't know if I like this one or not. I can't decide. Like maybe in person, it's really cool, but I don't know if it just looks too much like blood splatter. looks like someone like poked themselves with their pruning shears all over the plant. I don't know. Am I alone on that? Does this look like blood splatter to everyone or just me? Am I crazy? Okay. It's really likely it's just me. And then this is the heliotrope. So if you've ever grown heliotrope, or if you've ever bought it, I've bought it a few times to put into planters on the front porch. I've only ever seen it really in planters, but here it is in the landscape, which is really cool. It gets nice and big. Look at that. But these blooms are so incredibly fragrant. They smell amazing. The pollinators love them. I love them. It is also called the cherry pie plant. So it contains 100 seeds. How much was it? Okay, that's a good deal. $4.75 for 100 seeds. Yes, ma'am. So they get 24 inches. Very cool. Used for semi-dwarf backgrounds or cut flowers. And is it full sun? They can also be grown in 5-inch pots on the terrace. See, that's how I've always just seen them, as kind of like a small potted plant. Oh my God. Can you hear Dexter's squeaky toy in the background? He is attacking that rubber chicken like crazy. So yeah, you can mix it in with salvia or marigolds for good color contrast. That would be really pretty. That would almost make me want to grow marigolds. Not quite, but almost. I could grow them in with my calendula though. Yeah, for some reason I'm not a huge marigold person. I don't know. I know it sounds shocking as a gardener, but yeah. Many years ago, I had a heliotrope plant, but I eventually, yeah, it would definitely be an annual. This mix of salvia is absolutely fabulous. I'm kind of sad I didn't see that before. So yeah, that's it. Oh, this got narrower. Hold on, let me put it out. So that's it. That was my total. So okay. So see, it has shipping. It has it separate down here. Okay, so I did not pay tax on the shipping. Yay. That's good to oh, that's good to know. I'm gonna have to go back in and edit that out now. Oh no, you couldn't see it because this was covering it. Thank goodness. Okay. I'll have to watch that at the end. Yeah, so that was the seed order. They're all sitting in here and I'm very excited for next year. And I'm not sure how I'm going to organize them, if I'm just going to keep them all together in like as the Stokes seeds are all together, or if I'm going to do what I did last year. Normally I organize my seeds by when I'm starting them and or like variety. So I have a bag full of all my pepper seeds because I usually start them all at the same time. I have a bag with all my tomato seeds. And then I will have a bag that I put stuff in that I know I'm going to be doing winter sowing. And then I will have a bag like for everything that I'm going to be starting in January. So starting in January, I am going to be starting all of my violas, pansies, petunias. Oh no, not the petunias. I started all the petunias in January 2 years ago, and they were out of control by the time it was time to plant them out. So then this year I waited longer, and they were pretty manageable size. They could have been a little bit bigger, but I think some of it was because I didn't pot them up into larger soil blocks sooner. I left them in the smaller tray longer. So I think I'll probably do it beginning of February is probably when I'll start my petunias. But yeah, January will definitely be the pansies, the violas. I think the impatiens as well because they just took so long. Begonias and the onions, the Walla Walla sweet onions, and then some of my greens that I will be able to plant out as soon as the weather's slightly warmed up and the snow's all melted, and so that will be like my lettuce, kale, bunching onions, and certain herbs that are a little more frost hardy. Um, I do not do a lot of flowers, usually just veggies with 4 flowers. Yeah, I do. I'm primarily a flower gardener, but I have added veggies to the garden this year. This year and last year, yeah, especially I'm growing a lot of different vegetables. I've got a ton of tomatoes and peppers and herbs, and oh, my one cucumber plant is super tiny, but my other cucumber plant is very large, but it's not going to get any cucumbers on it, but it's really big, and I didn't realize how big it was because it was hiding in behind. Oh, cucumber, no, marigold. We have a question. What are marigolds? So I'm going to pop them all on the screen. You've probably seen them all over the place. They are these. This is the Cracker Jack mix. People grow them. This is an interesting one. I don't hate that one. I have the vanilla marigolds, and they were actually quite pretty. I grew them last year in with my tomato plants, but I don't believe that I think that you really need the true French marigolds in order to do like the bug repellent stuff, because these things were eaten alive by earwigs and it was disgusting. You know what? I haven't seen hardly any earwigs this year. Last year we had so many earwigs. It was disgusting. So yeah, this is more your standard typical marigold that you see people grow in their gardens, and they get really big. Drop shop herb marigold. I've never heard of this. Well, isn't that cute? That is adorable. $3.85 for how many seeds? 25 seeds. It's an annual compact herb belonging to the marigold family with a licorice flavor. Interesting. That is really cute. That would look really nice in flower pots, in arrangements. You could use it almost kind of like the coralline sedum for a pop of color, and then you can eat it. I like plants that do double duty. They look good, and you can eat them. So that's cool. I've never even heard of that before. I do grow air plants like spider plants, snack plants, and other air plants. Cool. I've killed like 3 or 4 air plants. I cannot grow houseplants. I struggle. Yeah, I have sparky French marigold, super easy to grow and seems to help with the pests. Yes, I am not a fan of marigolds because I don't like the color. I don't like that shade of that orangey shade, and it's weird because I like certain shades of orange. Like in the canna lilies, it's beautiful. And in certain other plants that are like tropical plants, I'm totally fine with that shade of color. But when it comes to like regular flowers, I don't know. I don't like marigolds. Oh, I got to do marigolds for a while. I got root knot, and I'll see them. Like people here will grow and they'll have like the whole side of their house is full of these like gold marigolds. And Sparky has red in it, usually bicolor. Okay, that's cool. I think that's what it is too. It just, to me, it's just kind of old lady. And that's why I think I'm not a huge fan of red geraniums. To me, it's just kind of, I don't know, feels like old lady flower, which it's not, but it just, I don't know. You should, yeah, I've tried the vanilla. Hey, Nicole, she just came in. I have tried the vanilla marigold last year. It tended to brown pretty easily and was covered in earwigs, which kind of grossed me out. And the stalks were way too short on them for me to use them in bouquets or anything. So I didn't even bother growing them this year. They weren't super exciting. So yeah, okay, I'm going to take this off the screen for a minute, and then I am going to go and see how how am I going to do this? See if the pictures are uploaded onto my Google Photos real quick. I don't know if anyone answered the question yet. So I asked a question over on Instagram. Are these shishito peppers? Because I had some peppers growing and they didn't look quite like my jalapenos because for some reason all of my jalapenos this year are purple. And so they were growing and they were like a green. And I was like, I wonder if these are shishitos. And so I asked the question, are these shishitos? And then I actually realized that I do have shishitos growing. And they're actually labeled shishitos and it's a different plant. And they kind of have that wrinkly thing going on. So let me just see if Google Photos has uploaded it from my phone when I took it earlier. There is a plant that would be difficult for me to grow. Marigolds are not very difficult to grow now. It is doing really well. I'm actually really surprised. I've been able to walk on it. I'm just very careful in that arch. Anything that causes that foot to push into arch. So when I squat down, stairs, things like that, I'm still being very careful with it. I did take the tape off yesterday. I took a shower and scrubbed all the tape and stuff off. And so it's been naked. It feels kind of naked, but I'm going to work tomorrow. So I'll probably at least put some of the KT tape back on it just to give it a little bit more insurance. But honestly, where I heard it, the arch part is actually feeling okay. It's a bit more sore on the outside of my foot because I know I'm kind of leaning my weight there to compensate it. Right. So. And it looks like it did not update them on here. I don't know if I can show them to you from the phone. This is going to be awkward. We'll see if it works. So I can show you my cucamelon. Nope, not cucamelon because I didn't grow cucamelon. I can show you my... Okay, so these are the actual shishitos. So hopefully you can see them. Oh, the ring light's going to throw it off. Let me turn off the ring light. Hold on. We'll see if that can work. Nope. Nope, that's not going to work. All right. I'll just email them to myself really quick. I will send myself a message with these pictures, and hopefully I have enough internet up here. Oh, no, it's saying internet's not on. My Wi-Fi is not working up here in the office. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I don't have enough. The signal doesn't reach all the way up to the office. So, yeah. Okay. So if it doesn't show on here, keep your eye out. I will be posting them on Instagram tomorrow. But I did discover, okay, I do have the shishitos, and I have the ahi, which I found the ahi chilies. And then I really want this to show. I'll see if I can send it over. No, it's not going to go through. Let me try holding it up one more time because I'm desperate to show. I want to show Nicole this. Not that I can't show it to her later, but okay, that's the first one. And then here's the other one. So hopefully you can see this. Oh yeah, you can see it. That's my loofah. So I finally got a loofah and it's probably about 4 inches long. So I don't think it's going to make it. And then I have another little baby loofah here in my hand. The camera's just going nuts trying to focus on it. So hopefully you saw it when it was there shortly. And then I have, some other little, lots of babies, lots of female flowers, which ironically, that's the female flower. They make me laugh. But yeah, that's what a baby flower bud of a loofah looks like. And then here is the jelly melon. No, I'll do the other picture. I think it'll be easier to see. Here's the jelly melon. So it's called the camera just changes focus on it so much. So it's called a jelly melon or an African horned melon or a kiwana. And it is very, very prickly and spiky on the outside. It has a very hard shell. If you eat it when it's green like this, it tastes kind of like cucumber. If you wait until it ripens up, it tastes more like a kiwi or banana flavor. Oh, this is what a baby one looks like. It's super cute. And there we go. So you gotta be quick. You gotta be quick before the camera tries to fix it. And I will see if I can find the shishito pepper. Because I was like, oh yes, this is definitely the shishito. You can see the top one is curling even. So they get kind of a more of a wrinkly kind of a pepper. And it blazed out. So I'll be posting those apparently tomorrow because my Wi-Fi is not working right now. So I never knew a plant that don't like nutrients in soil or water. There are a handful of plants that do not like anything and do better with nothing. So one of those things would be, hey, Krabby, how are you? You snuck in while I was showing pictures. Welcome in. Yeah, I had one that I thought was growing and then it died. So this is the first one that's actually germinated. Plants that don't like fertilizer and don't like good nutrition. Morning glory, nasturtiums, and sedum. 3 things off the top of my head. Here, I'll turn the camera back on. 3 things off the top of my head that I can think of that do not want any fertilizer or anything like that. Oh, Venus flytrap. Very cool. I didn't know that. Radishes. Right. Yeah, I think my problem with radishes is that I always put them in like potting mix. And the potting mix has too much nitrogen in them. So I am going to go back and show anyone that wasn't in here earlier my 2 floral arrangements that I made without spilling water all over myself. So this is the miniature. This is the small one. And this is in like, it's like a Mercury class vase. It's very reflective. So this is my little one. It has some sedum and some rudbeckia, some amaranth, lots of calendula, a couple zinnias, and straw flowers. Oops. Okay, you're facing that way now because I spilled some water. Okay, and then this one. This is my big boy. So this is the larger one. As you can see, I went very tonal in this one, so I stuck with all of those kind of shades of purple and pinks. So we have this one smells amazing because it has some of the cardinal basil. It has cyan basil. It has cyan basil. It has some dill. It has lilac. And then it's got your straw flowers, calendula, and some coleus, snapdragon, and then one of my cherry brandy Rebecca is down there at the bottom. For filler, I used a couple of coleus and some leaves off of my canna lilies in the back just to give it a nice frame. And a few kind of random weeds that I found in the yard that didn't look bad. So ideally, I would have been making several of these a week all season long, and it just hasn't happened because, like I said before, my garden just seems to be like a month behind. But I'm really excited to finally be getting it, and it smells so good. Sedum it thrives on neglect, and it works wonderfully in cut flower arrangements because it lasts forever. Like it'll last for like 3 weeks. I reuse it. So I'll pull out, like when the stuff starts to die, I'll pull stuff out or I'll dump it. I will keep reusing the sedum week after week. It stays. And actually my husband's uncle who does model trains, they actually take the sedum and they cut it earlier in the season and they dry it. And then they flock it. And then that's what they use for miniature like trees and whatever in their train dioramas or whatever you want to call it. They use sedum as the little mini trees, which I think is really cool. Yeah, thank you. If I get enough flowers. So next year I'm hoping. I was sad this year that I didn't grow asters. They had done really well for me previously, and then for some reason I just didn't bother with them this year. So I will definitely be doing Hey, welcome in, Katrina. How are you doing? I will definitely be doing more of those, more asters. And I will be planting or seeding. I'll probably be doing some in the winter sowing containers, more snapdragons. Um, the last 2 years I had so many. Last year it's self-seeded, so I had a ton that had self-seeded, but I had several plants that survived and came back. So I had a lot of really early snapdragons as well. And this year I only had one. And one plant that survived and came back. The rest that are out there, I didn't start any of them. The rest that are out there all self-seeded. So last year I had quite a few more. So this year I'm going to intentionally be starting more snapdragon seeds. But they're very, very cold hardy, so they can go out. I can plant them here in mid-April. So what's really nice about doing the cool flowers is I can start them early. So my cool flowers, I usually start, I think, end of February. And then what happens is, 8 to 12 weeks after you start them, you can plant them outside. And so that clears up my grow room, my shelves. By the time some of my other smaller seedlings are ready to get potted up, my tray of cool flowers has been moved out. I don't know if I'm going to be starting any calendula this year coming up because I have so many out there that self-seeded last year that I just don't see the point in taking up space in my grow room to grow calendula. It's going bonkers out there. So I think it's just going to self-seed all on its own for sure. I just repotted my banana plant to a 7-gallon. However, here it comes. They will or may not grow for a couple weeks to get reestablished. Yes. So anytime that you pot them, they can kind of stagnate a little bit for sure. For sure. What else? I mentioned something else earlier in the chat that I was going to talk about, and I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. I started seed saving. So seed saving mode. I'm probably going to be doing a live maybe next week on saving seeds and how to go about it, which varieties, what seeds look like. I did a short on Instagram, or a reel, I guess it's called, on Instagram the other day about begonia seeds. Did you know you can save begonia seeds? Did you know what begonia seeds look like? I was blown away. So I was, and I shouldn't have been, because I was looking to buy begonia seeds. So I should have known begonias make seeds. But yeah, apparently I didn't know that. So here, I'm going to show you. This is the little video I did on Instagram for it. And I got to figure out how to turn on the volume. Hold on. Where's it at? Oh, no, it went too big. Oh, there it is. To fall away. Okay. How do we restart this? Restart. Here we go. And the volume's off again. Okay. And play. So I learned something pretty cool on YouTube last night. Apparently, you can collect seeds off of your tuberous begonias. So once the seed petals start to fall away, you're left with this kind of weird looking thing. And that is your seed pod for your begonias. So not all of them will have it. Some of them are male flowers. They won't have that little thing on the back side. These are just, if you look in here, these are all plain. There's nothing on the back. But then like this one here has this nice seed pod on there. I've never even noticed these before. And in here, I have some that are starting to dry out. So hopefully they're not lost yet. I'm going to pop them off. Inside it is going to be some little tiny begonia seeds. Very cool. Oops. And they all kept falling off my hand. So, oh my gosh. Okay. So I cracked one open to see what the seeds look like. They are like powder. They're so tiny. They're like, it was like flour, like orange flour on my hand. Ridiculously fine seeds. So I will be storing them in the pods in the bag. And then that way I could just kind of open one pod. And there were probably like 1,000 seeds in each pod. So it was crazy. Begonia seeds can be very difficult to germinate. I tried last year. I bought some seeds. I had no luck. I will try again this year. with my own begonia seeds and also the store-bought ones. But they say they can take anywhere from 14 to 60 days to germinate. So yes. Right? Isn't that crazy? I had no idea. I had no idea. I did know that it's called a tuberous begonia. So it had a tuber. I've grown a couple in the past and I never really bothered to save the tubers on them either, but I will be doing that as well this year. You can buy them. You can save the tubers on them just like you do with your canna lilies or calla lilies. So there's that. So yeah, I was going to see if it had the other video I posted. Hey, welcome in, Stacy. How are you doing tonight? We are discussing our begonias and the fact that you can check to see if they have seeds. And I had no idea that you could collect seeds off begonia. I mean, I just never thought about it because I never noticed the seed pods because they didn't have like a regular, I don't know, they're very different looking than regular seeds, right? At least I think so. So yeah, here's the little video from the arrangements that I did. And then this, okay. So, yeah, I was watering in the garden yesterday and up at the top of the hill, there was something kind of lumpy looking and there was like it was like a dirt mound. And I said, did someone just drop like a pile of dirt? And I had the hose. And so I was hosing them off and all of a sudden there was just like this huge clump of mushrooms. I was like, they were not there the day before. That's crazy. They just came out of nowhere. So, does the dog like to dig up a hole for you? He does not. He has dug a few holes for me in the garden, thankfully only when I needed him to. And he has dug a hole in like the walkway, kind of like there's nothing there. It's just some mulch. So it has not been a problem yet. Hopefully it doesn't become a problem. Like maybe next year when he goes on to, oh yeah, if you haven't seen my full garden tour went out last night or yesterday, yesterday morning, sometime yesterday. If you want to see all of the garden and all of the flowers doing their thing. And then yeah, I thought this was kind of funny. Yeah, Jason Statham liked my comment, so that's cool. And no, I don't believe it's the real Jason Statham. Oh, my black-eyed Susans have actually started blooming this week. Who knew they would take this long to bloom? But even the one up the hill was blooming, so that was really nice. And yeah, so this container, I was talking about the impatiens. This container here, when I went back and watched the video, so here's my begonia. That's one begonia in there. And this is two impatiens. And it's all full behind. You can see it's coming out this side over here. So they did really, really well. So I'm really excited to try the new ones this year. And the crabapple jelly, yeah. So I had a lot of videos come out this week, and I've got a new video coming out tomorrow morning, and it is phase 2 of the mini front yard garden update thingy. So it's phase 2. Moving on to the houses. You finally get to see the houses and how I ended up fixing them up and painted them up and all of that. So that will be coming out in the morning. Oh my God. The dog vomit fungi or whatever is disgusting. The pictures I've seen of that, thankfully I've never had to deal with that, but so disgusting, so gross. There was a garden planting for a flower and the dog dug a hole for you and kept. Yes, but fortunately, yeah, it worked out perfectly that time, and it was kind of a freak accident, and I don't know how he knew when to stop or why he stopped when he did, but I was very grateful for that. So we'll see how it goes in the spring when I'm digging up a lot more things, if he gets out of control or if he listens, which I will be surprised if he actually listens because he's not big on listening. Yeah, that's so gross. I truly don't know much about flowers. Well, flowers and vegetables, they're very similar. Flowers, just usually you want to use less nitrogen and more phosphorus than you would leafy greens. And some flowers like sun, some like shade, just like vegetables. So you just got to do a little bit of research. Hopefully if you do order seeds for flowers, you will have seed packets that give you a full information on the back of how to start them and where to grow them and what their watering needs are. And hey, Daz, welcome in. How are you doing today? It's funny. I was watching a comedian on YouTube today, and he was Australian, and he was talking about how he lost his ethnic accent about 10 years ago. He got rid of it, but he keeps it in his back pocket in case of emergencies. And so he pulled it out, and I had never in my life heard an Italian Australian accent. It was so surprising. I was like, wait, what? And so then I never thought about the fact that, yes, of course, people in Australia would still have their native accent as well, mixed in. So I thought that was kind of cool and funny. And I did think of you, Daz. When I saw that, I was like, I'm going to have to see if Daz knows any Italians that have an Italian Australian accent. Yeah, flowers. Oh my gosh, I love flowers. I love, I don't know. Like vegetables are great. You can eat them. Some of them are pretty. They're nice to look at. But to me, it, and I love growing them. I love growing the tomatoes. I love growing things that I can eat and going out and grabbing my herbs and making dinner and the beans and all that. I enjoy it, but they do not bring me that sense of joy that the flowers do. Like it just brightens my day. It makes me smile. It makes me happy. I absolutely love the flowers, and they are very beneficial for the garden as well. I know a lot of times I've seen people and I'm not saying you're like this at all, but I know a lot of people that are like, oh, I only grow vegetables, and growing flowers is a waste of space and a waste of water, and everyone should just grow vegetables and all this and that. I've seen people get really, really heated arguments about this over on the gardening boards, but keep in mind that there are so many benefits to growing flowers in with your vegetables and or vegetables in with your flowers. They're very, there's a lot of companion plants out there. Lisa Mason Ziegler, who is the lady over on Gardener's Workshop, she has a YouTube channel and a website. She's written several books, including Cool Flowers, which I absolutely love. And she's a flower farmer, and I've been following her for years on YouTube as well. She also wrote a book called Vegetables Love Flowers. And so she was talking about this, symbiotic relationship between the flowers and which flowers, help pull in which pollinators and which flowers help pull in beneficial insects and help repel other insects, right? So that they really do well working together. So I would never have a garden that was just all flowers or just all veggies. I really like to mix them together, and I will never grow a garden without flowers. I just absolutely love them. And a lot of flowers are edible. So you can throw them into salads. The one thing I didn't cut for this bouquet, and I might do it for the next one, is the Jewels of Opar. Nicole grows a ton of them. Very, very beautiful, little spindly, I don't know how to describe them. They're little beads on, after they bloom, they turn into like these little colored beads on the stems, but the leaves are edible. And I tasted one tonight, and it tastes exactly like lettuce. It tasted like lettuce. It was so beautiful. But nasturtiums are edible. You can eat the leaves. They're a little peppery. You can throw them in salads. Smack myself in the face. But you can eat the flowers. The flowers are beautiful thrown into a salad, or you can make like an herb butter, which I still haven't done, Daz. I told Daz I was going to make one last year, the herb butter with the nasturtiums. I never did, and I still haven't done it. But the calendulas are edible as well. You can make teas, you can make salves, borage. There's a lot of flowers that are, medicinal as well. And then there's a lot that are poisonous. So make sure you know which ones you're getting and eating. But yeah, more edible flowers. It's just fun to go out in the garden and snack on things. And I like the medicinal aspect of it as well. So I have been saving up a bunch of I love when flowers are mixed in with the veggies. Yes. And they just look pretty. I grow flowers, but if I don't have the name on the package, I probably couldn't name it. Well, you know what? You got the name on the package. Just every year, every time you plant it, every time you walk by the flowers, just say their names. Just say what they are, and then you'll remember it soon. Or label it. Start with your labels, and then just repeat it every time you walk by, and you'll learn it soon. Thanks, G Mama. I'm looking at that book right now. It's a really nice book. It is. It's a great book. I really enjoyed reading it. I'm planting more edibles. I have just sown borage this week. So excited. Okay. So my poor borage, and everyone keeps saying that this plant is a monster. It takes over, it gets huge. So I planted it, but my calendula, like engulfed it. And the thing is like tiny and dying. And I don't know. I don't think it's going to make it. I never even got, it had like probably got maybe 2 feet tall and had a few blooms on it. And then the calendula just kind of outgrew its space and like fell over on it, and it just kind of smothered it. So I will be trying borage again next year, but I was really excited to try that this year. But yeah, but I do have other herbs. I gotta go. I need to harvest my stevia. It's going crazy out there. I need to harvest that and get it drying, dehydrated. I don't really turn on the dehydrator. I just lay everything on there and just use it as a drying rack. It works really well for me. So like with the stevia, I leave it on I've seen people like painstakingly taking all the leaves and everything off. Trust me, once it dries, they crumble right off. So just cut the stems and lay them to dry. You can leave them outside. You can leave them in your kitchen. You can leave them anywhere. They dry out pretty fast. And then you just pull them right off the stems, Don't bother trying to pull the leaves off when they're still fresh. Just waste of time. Tomatoes are doing quite well now. Some of them are absolutely delicious. So today I tried the Sean's dwarf tomato, and it was very large, yellow tomato, and it was absolutely delicious. Your stevia didn't make it? Oh no. Did you try growing it from seed? I grew it from seed 2 years ago and it had no problem. And then ever since then, I have not been able to get any of it to germinate. And then I've learned since that stevia is really difficult to germinate, which fortunately I didn't know the first year, and I had no problem germinating. So apparently it didn't know either. So I don't know. I wonder if it's maybe one of those things where it needs to have really, really fresh seeds, kind of like onions. Like they just don't last for very long or something. I don't know. That's possible. So I bought the stevia plant, but you can propagate it really easily. It's almost as easy to propagate as coleus. You can cut it and either stick it in water, or I just stuck it right in the dirt and it did just fine. I tried last year from seed, and yeah, I don't know. And a lot of people talked about the seed not having, and it was the same package of seeds, so it wasn't like a different variety. So I don't know. I want to grow something like flowers with my fruiting plants, because my vegetables and fruiting plants don't give me that satisfaction. Yeah. I mean, it's very satisfying when you get a tomato to eat, or cucumber or something like that, knowing you grew it. But like every morning when I walk out, and I especially first thing in the morning glories are just fabulous. And I just stop and smile every time I see them. Their little smiling faces. Hey, learning to grow my own. I got it. Hey, welcome in. Nice to see you here tonight. We are discussing growing flowers in the garden. Yeah, I try seeds, but no luck. I'll just wait and put one in my cart. There you go. Yeah, I struggled with that too. And I was just like, I'm not going to bother struggling. I've learned over the years of what I'm willing to struggle with and what I'm not. And so for me, it's like, I just go and I buy one plant. It was $4. When it got big enough, I cut some off and I stuck it in. And actually, when I bought it, there was like 3 or 4 plants in it. So I divided it when I planted it up the first time, and then I propagated it. So I had quite a few growing, and I've already harvested like 2 big harvests off of it. So I have a lot of stevia growing. And actually, I made my tea. So my tea today is, I used just a plain green tea bag. And then I added in my own dried pineapple mint and stevia, and it's absolutely delicious. But I had the same issue with the cilantro, and I think it was in my chat once, we had all got cilantro from my gardener. So I don't know if maybe he had gotten a bad batch of seeds, or if it's just really, really tricky, but none of us could get the cilantro to grow. And I tried so many different times. And so I finally just went to the store and I bought some cilantro, because I'm fortunate enough that I can just go to the Asian market and grab it there. And I cut about 2 inches off. I left 2 inches on, one of the stalks, and I stuck it in water for a couple weeks and it rooted, and it's doing really good in the container. I actually took a picture of that too. Let's see if I can show it. But yeah, I'm really happy to see that the cilantro is growing. So I've decided that I'm going to just be doing that every spring. I'm not going to try to overwinter it. I don't think. I will just wait until springtime, and then I will go and buy a bunch of it, and then I will throw it in. Why can't I find my gallery? My gallery is always hiding on here. I did take a picture of those, but it might have been with my other camera. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on here. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, good luck getting you guys to see it on this screen. So you have to look really quickly. Okay, so it's in the bottom right-hand corner, and I don't know if you can even see it in the picture. I'm going to enlarge it. I'm going to make it as big as you can. It's going to be right in the center. It's got like, it looks kind of like a dandelion leaf. So if you can see it right there in the center before the camera adjusts, that is the cilantro, and it's growing. It's doing its thing. So it rooted, and it's super happy. The other ones that were kind of sparse and didn't have roots on them, they didn't take, they died. But everything else, they did really good. I want to grow. Yep. And that's all right, Daz. Nice to see you around. I have a medical appointment over the phone in 10 minutes. Hopefully it's not for your fungus toes, but he made a comment about my mushrooms earlier over on Instagram. Yeah, take care, Daz. Hopefully you're getting your camera and all of that worked out soon. Hopefully we'll see you doing a live again soon. Hey, thanks for coming in, Stacy. It was good to see you, and I enjoyed your live last night. I had a lot of really good laughs. There's a lot of crazy talk going on last night, but it was a fun night as always. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll probably be wrapping it up fairly soon. Does anyone have any other questions about like the seeds I ordered or plants that I'm growing? If you happen to see the video I did yesterday, you will see a lot of the plants out in the garden. And most of them were all either from seed or are perennials. I did not buy hardly any plants this year. So I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. I did not buy very many plants this summer. Oh, I can show you this one on here. This was the jelly melon a couple weeks ago. It's a bit larger now. So this is how it looked a couple weeks ago. But yeah, that was my garden. That was my garden fail this year, was my mislabeling of so many things. But yeah. Oh, and I'm saving the seeds off of this one. That is absolutely beautiful. Sunflower. And the coleus texture. Okay, this hibiscus right here, I'm so excited because there's a bud on it that looks like it's getting ready to open. So any day now, I'm going to go out and see this my new summerific berry awesome, I think it is, that I planted last month, about a month ago, I think, right? Yeah, I think so. And none of these gourds, every time they start to get a little bit of growth on them, they just die on me. So, and then here are the violas I was talking about. They're still going okay. Like, I'm shocked. We had such a cool summer that my violas are still going strong. So, yeah. Sounds fun. No fungus on your toes. Good. No, none of them got pollinated. So, I'm thinking it's like, that's the only thing that's anywhere near that section of the garden growing up on that trellis. And I just think it's not drawing in enough pollinators. And it also kind of got like the downy mildew on it. So I don't know if maybe it just dropped. It was just like, nope, we can't support these babies. I don't know if that was what was going on with it as well or not. But yeah, I was thinking that I had to upload it, but I don't think it's on there. Yeah, so I don't think they're going to be on there. Your hibiscus is starting to bloom too. That's so nice. I don't think my other one is going to bloom this year. I divided it and it looks kind of like it's a lot smaller than it was. I think maybe I went a little too crazy on the dividing it, but it hadn't really done much the last 2 years. And I was just like, you know what? I need to freshen this one up. But the plant's growing well. It's got a lot of green growth on it. I'm not going to I'm not going to hold my breath for any blooms off of that. So normally I start getting blooms off of that around the middle of August. Usually August 15th or 16th is when I will get my first bloom to open up. And that hibiscus is absolutely insane. Like, it is just gorgeous and it is huge. It's called the dinner plate hibiscus, so it's much bigger, I believe, than the summerific. And it's this really dark burgundy color, and it's so pretty. And it's usually the first set of blooms that it puts out are where the size, and then after that it'll get a bit smaller. But I'm actually just scrolling back to last year to see if I have a picture of it when it was blooming, because it is always just fabulous. That first bloom on it especially opens up. So I have a few friends that have their birthdays around that time, and so it was always like I would show up to their birthday with one of my first hibiscus blooms. I would show and bring it to them. So everyone was always like, "Where is the hibiscus?" So this year I was kind of sad that I didn't have the big red one. I don't really know the name. I bought it probably 16, 17 years ago, and I was into gardening back then, but I just wasn't into like all of the names for everything. So okay, here's the picture from last year. This thing is huge. How can I make this large? Enlarge the picture. Can you see it? Okay. Oh my God. I'm going the wrong way. Why is it going smaller? There we go. Yeah. So this is it's a hardy hibiscus. And I have no idea what the name of it is, but it's performed for me absolutely beautiful for the past 16 years, but the last 2 years it was a more sparse. It was like in the center, it wasn't growing as well. And so I thought, you know what, it's time to divide it. It's time to give it a little bit more breathing room. But um, yeah, this is just absolutely stunning plant. And hibiscus is my favorite flower. Um, I love all of the tropical flowers, but yeah, it's enormous. It's morning glory. Morning glories are beautiful. What zone are you in again? Frosty Lone Wolf. I absolutely love morning glories. I can show you some pictures of mine. I have just like there's pink and purple ones that come back every year. Like, I did not plant any of the morning glories that you see growing in the garden at all. They all just self seed and come back every year. So they can be somewhat invasive. Like, they will literally grow and reseed like crazy and take over the yard. So in the springtime, but I find that their leaves are very, very easy to tell, the little seedlings. And I will literally go out and pluck like hundreds of them all throughout the springtime. And then even now I'll find some climbing up a tomato plant or whatever, and I just rip them out. So they're they're obnoxious, but I don't find them that terrible because they don't run on runners. They just pull out really easily, unlike bindweed. So bindweed looks very similar to morning glories, and a lot of people kind of confuse the two. Bindweed has a smaller flower on it, and it grows on like a runner, like mint does. And those are really difficult to kill and to pull out. Whereas morning glory, they're vigorous and they grow everywhere, but they're super easy to weed out. So I don't have a problem with that. We have a wild weed morning glory in our yard. It's a major pain. Yeah. I think it depends on where it's growing and what it's doing. Yeah. Yours is bindweed. Yeah. Yeah. Bindweed is a nightmare. The neighbor, I found a few this year in my garden. You can tell the difference. Like, once you get used to morning glory, you'll be able to tell the difference. The leaves or the cotyledons are slightly different. And I pull those out. And then if you go to pull it out and it comes out easily, it was a morning glory. Put it back in. And if it doesn't, yeah, then it's the bindweed and it's a pain. It's on runners and it just goes in the ground and it's very difficult. It's kind of similar to like the two ground covers I have out back. I have the sedum ground cover, and it spreads like crazy. But again, you can just rip it out. It just roots wherever it touches the ground. So it's very easy to pull out. and stick it into planters or put it wherever else you want. Or if it's just in the way, you just pull it out and toss it. And it just keeps coming back. Whereas I have on the other side, I have the, I can't think of the name of it. But it's another of the ground runners, ground covers, and that one grows by runners as well. So that one is a lot harder to get out of. So that one I'm okay with where it's at, but I don't like dig it up and put it anywhere else because I don't want to deal with it anywhere else in the garden. It's okay there. Whereas the coral sedum, I will dig up and put other places, no problem. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Bindweed is. They're related, I think. I don't know. Actually, are they related? Impamina. I can't swear to whether they're related or not. I don't want to steer you the wrong way. But like I said, I have those and they come back every year and they're just magnificent, I think. And they take over the see here, this is what they look like. So here, this is from last year because that's where I was at on my Instagram. But these are the two colors that come back every year, the pink and the purple. Now, I did this year grow a few of the Morning Glory Heavenly Blue. And the Heavenly Blue has a much larger bloom than those Morning Glories do as well. And it's this true blue. I'll find a picture. I'm sure I have a picture on Instagram of it. It's stunning, absolutely beautiful. But I have never, ever had that one self-seed. And I think that's true of some of the other like fancier varieties. I had the Pink Star. It didn't grow that great. It wasn't super vigorous. I'll be honest, I wasn't super impressed with it, but it did not self-seed at all either. So like these are the ones from this year. They're doing really, really well. Oh, yeah, there's my gourds that aren't doing anything. The gourds that just keep dying. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, the Heavenly Blue. How do I not have a picture of it? I know I took a picture of it because it's such a vibrant blue. But it doesn't bloom very often, and it doesn't bloom very. Okay, so what is this one? This is the only other bouquet that I did earlier in the year. And this vase is super tiny. Like it was like the opening is like this big around. Like this vase is super tiny. So this was the only other bouquet I've done all season long. And that was just with we have basil, calendula, echinacea, strawflower, dill, and a few forget-me-nots. So it was a pretty sad bouquet, if I say so myself. But I was like desperate to get something in the house. How do I not have the Morning Glory on here? Actually, you know what? I will show you. Okay, so this Morning Glory, I've grown this Morning Glory for years, and I have a picture from, is it 2012? I want to say it's 2012. And I just posted it on my Facebook yesterday or the day before. And I had grown, it was 2 plants at the bottom of my railing. And they just absolutely went crazy. There were so many blooms on this thing. And the vine itself was enormous. And it kept like attaching itself to my daughter's slide that she was playing with on the deck. And she kept getting mad. Every time she'd go to go on the slide, I'd have to like free it from the Morning Glory. So let me go see. It was the only time I have ever had it grow this well. So here is the picture. Let me get this enlarged. So this is 2 plants that were down here. And I have the regular ones are growing up on the arbor here, but these were the 2 Heavenly Blue Morning Glories. And went the wrong way. That was my elephant ear. My plumeria, back when I had plumeria, my daughter being crazy. Zinnias. Yeah, bindweed's bad. What's that website you search for annuals? You just got to find something that's local to you for seeds. If you're in the US, Baker Creek is a great place to look for seeds. They always have something really unique. And I know they have several different varieties of Morning Glories on their website. And they have free shipping if you're in the US. GeoSeeds is good if you want to buy lots of seeds. Johnny's is great for variety. Look at this. Look at this plant. Oh my gosh. I was so in love with it. And I thought, oh, it's going to do this every year. And now I can't get that stuff off the screen. Why isn't it? Can't figure out how to get it. But yeah, this is the railing. Like it is so wide on that railing. And the blooms, like it was just, you can see up here, these are all flowers coming. It just bloomed like crazy that year. You can see here from the other side. It was just hanging off. Like, I don't know what it was that caused it to get so big that year, but here it is taking over my daughter's slide. I ordered my seeds. The one we were looking at was Stokes seeds. So I'll show you there's their, but that's Canadian. So I don't know. They probably ship to the US, but I don't know like what their pricing or shipping would be going to the US at that point. So I'll remove that before I share anything embarrassing from Facebook. You never know what's going on my Facebook page. Hey, Brenda. Right, I say Rebecca. Redbird Farm. Brenda, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, so that's kind of the garden over the years. It's funny to me like how many people have just started gardening, and it'd be like, oh, this is my first year, my second year. And a lot of people start, okay, I have to share this one because this just makes me laugh so hard every time. I am doing good. Yeah, check out Baker Creek. They're great seeds. Do you guys get it? No matter how still you've been, he's Ben Stiller. All right, sorry, I had to share that one. Made me laugh. It makes me laugh every time I scroll through it. Yeah. But yeah, I started gardening when we moved in, and we did like the big garden. We cut out the beds and everything. We did that in 2006. And it's funny because sometimes we'll be like, oh yeah, I've never grown a plant or whatever. And then it'll come up in my memory from like 8 years ago that I grew that. And I was like, really? I grew that? Like the elephant ear. I don't remember growing the elephant ear. And then like about a month ago, I had pictures of this like pink rose that I used to have, a pink rose bush. I have no recollection of the pink rose bush. I know I had the one on the arbor. It was a red blaze climbing rose, but I have no recollection of that at all. So, here I found, this is from 2019. I had some nice big loofahs. I'm actually still using some of these loofahs. I had a ton that year. One of them actually ended up climbing, and I didn't harvest it or anything, but it climbed up the tree, and we didn't know it was even in there until the leaves fell off the tree. And all of a sudden there's like this brown thing hanging. We could see it like out the second story. My daughter's like, what is that in the tree? And I looked, I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's a loofah. And then it like rotted and fell off. And I think some animal took it and ate it or something, but it was really funny. So yeah, so like some years my loofah do great. Some years they don't, but I find I love Facebook memories for that. And I gotta, you know what? I'm not posting very much on Facebook. I had a friend, I posted a few pictures a couple weeks ago of the garden, just a quick update shots on Facebook. And she's like, oh, I wish you'd post more pictures of your garden. I would love to see them. I was like, what? Someone really thinks I need to post more pictures. And then I realized I'm not really posting the pictures on Facebook. I'm spending so much of my time posting them on Instagram and YouTube. And then if I am posting them on Facebook, I'm posting them in some of the gardening groups, not necessarily on my wall. Right. So I thought that was funny. And then I stopped and I thought, and I realized, hey, wait a minute. That means you're not following me on YouTube. So, so I should send her a link to my garden tour video. Be like, here's everything you missed this summer. You can take some time and catch up. Yeah, I just thought it was funny. She's like, oh, you should post more pictures. I'm like, what? how can I post more pictures? And then I realized, oh, I'm not really posting a lot on Facebook. So I'll probably be posting more pictures on Facebook. I just find by the time I do it on Instagram and then I do stuff on YouTube and I do it in the groups, it's just like I don't know. For one thing, most of the people that, well, you know what, I'm wrong. A lot of people from Facebook follow me on Instagram as well. And so I don't want it like to be too redundant, like they're seeing the same posts on both places. But I probably have a lot more people on Instagram now than I do on Facebook. And I don't think, the Facebook people don't really follow me there, or they follow my sewing page more than the Brampton Gardener. Uh, I don't know. I don't plug my YouTube channel over there too much. I don't know. I didn't want people to feel indebted. No, what's the word? I don't want people to feel like I'm like begging them to watch my videos or twisting their arms or like they have to watch them just because they're friends or whatever, right? So I post a few updates. I'll post a few links. Sometimes I'll post shorts over on Facebook. But honestly, if you're not into gardening, and I don't want you to just be watching the videos, just be watching the videos. Like, I mean, if you do, thank you, but I don't want you to feel like you have to. I would rather have people that are, into gardening, wanting to watch the videos and enjoying them for that, right? Hey, Corey Thompson, how are you? Good to see you. I haven't posted anything on Facebook or Instagram. What? My Insta posts automatically to Facebook and vice versa. Okay. My Instagram posts automatically to my Facebook gardening page. So I have a Brampton Gardener page. And so if people on Facebook are following, will see everything that shows up on Instagram. But a lot of them aren't. And so then they're not seeing it unless I post it originally directly to my Facebook page. And I think that's part of it too, is because some people are following me on Instagram. Some people are following me on my Facebook page. And so then it's like, if I post it a third time on my wall. So yeah. I share the YouTube sometimes. I share all the YouTube videos on my Brampton Gardener page. So every video I do goes onto that page. And then I use that page to share out to like other YouTube groups or gardening groups that I'm in that allow you to share links. But you can do it if you're not monetized yet. Yeah. I'm not monetized on Instagram. So Instagram, you just set it up and it will automatically post to your Facebook as well. Right. Exactly. I probably can count on my hands how many people that I have that are like my Facebook friends that actually watch my videos. And at that, they probably have watched a couple. Very, very rarely do they actually watch, most of my videos. There's only a handful. And I really, really appreciate them that do that. Because I know at that point, some of them, they're watching. Well, one of my friends that watches them, she's into gardening and stuff at home as well. And one of my other ones is not really into gardening, but is getting more into gardening. So for her, I know she's just watching it just to be supportive. And so that when I see her and we can talk about it, she's like, oh yeah, I saw this and that. Right. So, I know you're not monetized on YouTube, but that has nothing to do with being monetized. Doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about. Because I've only been monetized for 2 weeks now, and I've been doing all of that long before I was monetized. You don't have to be monetized to do any of that on Instagram or Facebook. Yeah. Actually, you know what? One place I've been getting some videos, it's as high as like 20% of the views are coming from Nextdoor app. So if you're not on this app, it's called Nextdoor, and it's kind of like Facebook, but it's for like your neighborhood or your community. And a lot of people post things on there, like the stuff that's going on locally. There's like a buy sell section, and then there's groups. So there can be gardening groups on there. There can be cooking. You can start a group for whatever you want. And then people can post, and you can keep it limited to like your neighborhood or your city or your region and things like that. So you can just see things that are very, very local. There's a lot of nonsense on there, of course. There's a lot of people posting, complaining about, people not picking up dog poop, and the latest coyote sightings, moving boxes if anyone has any extras, fireworks going off, suspicious looking person came to my house, here's the ring video, things like that. You gotta weed through it. But yeah, certain videos I will go and look at my analytics, and I'll have had like 20% of the views have come from the Nextdoor app, which is another place that you might be interested in looking at. Let me see if I can pull up if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure it's all over, not just Canada, unless it's Canadian. Let me just pull it up. So yeah, Nextdoor neighbors. Oh, it's pronounced neighbors, so maybe it is Canadian. I don't know if they have an English one. I mean, an American one. Nope, it looks like it's only Canadian. Wow, we finally have something y'all don't have. Maybe Canadian and San Francisco. What? So then, yeah, you can go on and log in and have a business account. So you can log in, and it looks a lot like Facebook. You have it in Texas? Okay, it must just be a different. Sorry, what? Oh, I think you should do another live about understanding the analytics. I don't really even understand all the analytics. I can do a live sharing what I know. I should do that. I should get, I should have Mr. Boots come in, and a few other people that are better about the analytics, and I can host it on my channel. That's a great idea, Nicole. I'll try and get that set up in the next few weeks. Yeah. I think I would rather have our friends from here and new friends from them than strangers. Well, it just depends, right? We have our local websites, but I don't care for them to know my life. Well, then they don't have to know well, I guess it depends on how much you're sharing on YouTube, but I mean, you're sharing it on YouTube, so I mean, you're not really keeping it private anyways. And I like the idea of having it, I mean, I use the name Brampton, which is the name of my town. And so I've had a few people that really like that, because it's like, so many of the gardening channels they see are all, in the US. And it's like, a different gardening zone, different weather, different plants we can't get here, things like that. And so they like the fact that it's local, right? Oh my gosh, that's exciting. Hey, where to begin homestead? Welcome in. There are so many meetups going on this week, right? There's one in, so that's the one in Texas. No, that's the one in, okay, so there's one in Texas, there's one in Kentucky, and then there's like the Northeast, right? That's how you knew I was a fellow Canadian. That's funny. That is so nice. So where are you meeting? I mean, we're a really small town, so I see. Okay. Oh, to come. No. Like my address isn't on there. Like, no, people aren't coming to the house. People aren't coming to the house. Okay, so you get to meet. Okay, so Boots. Yeah, what Jesse and Lisa are on their way there. Danny Days. I don't know who else is going to end up being there, but that's going to be really exciting. I can't wait to see the videos and the lives that come out of that. That will be really fun. And then Danny is going Wicked Awesome Gardening. She's going to one in it's like, I don't know exactly where it's at. It's northeast somewhere. Yeah, that's a little different. Like I live in a town of like 800,000 people. So I can still remain fairly ambiguous here, and anonymous. A lot of channels will be there. Very cool. Yeah, I'm really excited. I want to do a meetup here. I had talked about doing one last year, but then of course everything was still shut down. We were still in lockdown at the time. But I'm really hoping they started up again. But every spring during March break, there is a Canada has it's called Canada Blooms, and it is their largest garden show, and it happens downtown Toronto at the convention center. And it used to be bigger than it is now. It used to be absolutely amazing, and they've really cut back the last few years, but they will go in and like do full setups. So it'll be like a backyard, and they'll have landscaping, and they'll have fountains, and they'll have pavers, and they'll have play areas, and they'll have hot tubs. And so you can like do these walkthroughs, these planting walkthroughs and everything. And it's absolutely beautiful. I've gone for years and years and years. And so then I was thinking, you know what, that would be a really fun place to do a gardening meetup with everybody in Toronto, right? So if there's any of the local gardening people in the GTA area that want to meet up, if Canada Blooms is on next year, we should definitely plan for that. Yes, they are. He is darn excited. You're fangirling. That's awesome. Sorry I left the room. No worries, Danny. You heard your name. Your ears are burning. So what meetup are you going to? I can't remember the name of that one. Oh, wouldn't that be amazing? The Chelsea Flower Show would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, Canada Blooms the last few years, they really pushed more because they usually have it combined with the home show. And so I found the last few years it was very way more on the home show side rather than the garden side, which kind of like HGTV, like just the makeover stuff took over. So I'd love to see a comeback of the plants and stuff. And then they have like local, plant gardening celebrities will come on and do, garden shows, talks and stuff. So that would be fun. That'd be fun to go to and get to meet everybody. Okay, so the Homesteaders Picnic in Kentucky, right? Oh, are you flying in? Someone said you were flying in. I would love to go to Chelsea. My mother's from England, been many times. When I was little, the flower show would absolutely be amazing. Okay, change of plans. We're all going to meet in Chelsea for the garden show. There we go. New England, that's right, the Homesteaders of New England Conference. And next month, she'll be at the Homesteaders of America in Virginia. Okay, I was getting all confused on all of that. So the one in Virginia, that's the one that you have, you're camping, right? That's the campsite one. And then the Homesteaders of New England Conference, where is that at? Where is that one being located? I mean, obviously New England, but is it like Boston? Is it, I don't know where it would be at. Yeah, we don't really have much like that here. They did do the Homesteaders one here in Ontario earlier in the year, but it was like a 5-hour drive for me still. So, and it was a bad time of year. I was like, I can't leave my garden right now. Oh, that's awesome. Greenfield, New Hampshire. Very nice. Okay, so are you staying at a hotel? Are you just, you're just going to drive back probably, right? Like that's not that far to drive. So that's exciting. Who do you know that's going to be at that one? Who are you anticipating to meet? Who are you excited to meet, Danny? Who are you excited to meet that's going to be there? You will love them. They're no different in person than on YouTube. I met them at shooting. That's really cool. Yeah, that looked like a lot of fun too. Yeah, Brenda's getting around as well. Oh my goodness, it's 9:43. I didn't realize how late it was getting, and I have work tomorrow. We are working downtown Toronto, so hopefully the traffic won't be too bad. Sometimes it can be a bit of a nightmare. I want to. Oh, okay. Okay, because I think Jesse and Lisa were talking about the fact that you might be flying in or something, right? So, oh my goodness, go to bed, Nicole. Go to bed. Yeah, Erica. Oh, from Flicker Hill Homestead. Okay, cool. We'll be there presenting. I know our Homesteady and Goldshaw Farms. Very cool. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to have a lot of catching up to do after this weekend because everybody hosted by the Mindful Homestead. Okay. Yeah, you should definitely go to bed. Good night. Good night, Nicole. Have a great night. Yeah, there's gonna be so much to catch up on, so many lives and everything going on this weekend. So that's gonna be really exciting. Water your plants early so you don't miss anything. And I would just like to say thank you so much to everyone that was in here tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed the unconventional unboxing because I didn't expect the pictures not to really be on the envelopes. Hey, Belt Loop, you swung in just in the nick of time. We were just signing off. Nice to see you here. Good night, Brenda. Good night, everybody. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens with these seeds. And it's just kind of exciting, even as you're enjoying your garden now, but to be thinking about next year and looking at different areas and be thinking, like, now that I have these seeds, I'm like, ooh, those petunias would look really good right here, or I could grow that here, or that millet. I'm really excited about the millet. I've never grown that before, so that'll be really nice. You're always a day late in a dollar store. That's all right. You know where all the good places to eat are, so that makes up for it. Thank you, Nicole. Well, you should love all my seeds. You're the one that made me buy them all. She was a heavy enabler when I was looking through the seeds. So don't forget Jesse. Yes, they need watch hours. I was watching them today and I left them running. So yes, Jesse and Lisa at Lazy Days Ahead still need their watch hours. They have their subs, but they need some more hours. So go watch their stuff. They had a live today, so that was great. If you didn't see it, you can go watch it. They were driving from Texas and they are heading up to Kentucky, which is quite a long drive. Yeah. Thank you, Frosty, and good luck not going crazy on Baker Creek, because they have some interesting seeds over there. Very nice. Celtic Roots Homestead will be there too. Oh, very nice. Wow. No, I don't believe Slava has gotten her hours, and she said she was going to just kind of step back and wait a bit, because she was, she had the kids getting ready for school and all that. So she said she was going to make a push for it, maybe start doing some lives. I've been pushing her into doing some lives once the kids started school. So maybe next week I'll be pushing her again, nudging her to do some lives to get her hours, because she did get her subs earlier in the year, but then I was telling her, I said, don't wait too long, because the 365 roll around hours. But she took a break last fall from YouTube for a month or two in the fall. So she doesn't have a bunch of time from that she's got to worry about falling off of her hours. So she has a little bit more of a window there to get those lives in and to get those views in. So once she's ready, yeah, she took a bit of a break getting the kids back to school. It was just a lot going on in her life at the time. So she has a little bit of breathing room because of that. Although if she hadn't done that, she might have already had her hours. So anyways, but she was close. I think she needed about 300 hours, but she's probably losing some. But she's still, putting out videos. So I will, thanks for reminding me. I will message her. And then once she's ready to kick it up a notch, then we'll really start pushing her and her hours and her playlist and all that. She just she wasn't in the mood yet at that time. So, but she will be. So yeah, you did do a lot of lives and got like 4,000 hours in a month. That was crazy. Every time I turn on my phone, Belt Loop's live, Belt Loop's live, Belt Loop's live. I was like, does this guy ever sleep? Nope. Yeah. Yes. Oh, for sure. For sure. And like I would have been monetized sooner if I hadn't done every other day, every other week. So earlier, I did like every other week. For my lives, it would just seem like a lot to do it every week. So I did every other week, and it was fine at the time. But then once I was like, once I hit my subs and I was like, I need those hours, I was cursing not having had done all the lives leading up to it, because I would have had them for sure. But yeah, it's the only way to go. It's the only way to go. Talk to Bell Loop. He can tell you how to do it. just leave your lives running all the time. But he had a lot of great help. A lot of people would come on and do the lives with him. So that's great. That's why you got to have people. Just have people every week and set it up ahead of time, right? I don't have a life really, Tammy. Yeah. Well, that makes a difference too, with your work and your schedules and everything. Oh my goodness, I missed it. I hope it went well. Congratulations. It's exciting. it's a lot easier than you think it's going to be. I think it's a lot easier than making a video, because you don't have to go back and edit it and all that. Hey, Miss Shirley, how are you doing? Only left. I saw that one. I came in. I was like, where the heck is Bella? They're like, oh yeah, he's gone. They were like, just kept it going. Would you do like I had thought of that, maybe doing a telethon with mine, and then I felt like I was so close, and I just kept thinking I was going to be there, and I wasn't. Yeah, we'll have to go back and watch the replay. Hey, Miss Shirley, welcome in. Yeah, I found one. Velvet blue pansy. Oh, that sounds absolutely beautiful. And pansies are also edible. So pansies and violas, you can eat them. You can make jam, you can make jellies, or you can throw them into a salad. So keep that in mind. That's great. That's great. Yeah, it's hard to do the live, like with my daughter, right? It was just kind of hard to do too many of them, you know, because I like to do them here on the computer. I've done a few on the phone, and I don't know, I'm not as comfortable with that. I just find I lose my Wi-Fi and it doesn't work out very great. So I like to do it here, but then that means I'm in the office. So if my daughter needs a computer, like when she was doing online schooling, or if she wants to play video games and she wants to do all this and that, I'm on the computer. So I don't know, going into the fall, it's going to depend. I might switch back to once every other week on Thursday nights, and then I might throw in like a Saturday morning live or something now and then, just to kind of mix it up. I've done a few kind of like pop-up lives at a different time, and you get different people coming in, which is kind of interesting. Different take on things, and you get to meet new people and everything. So that was kind of cool. So I might do that, because I know like Miss Shirley was just live now, and I know Bland's is on now. Thursday nights is getting busy. So sometimes it's hard to, catch everyone's live. So that way I'm thinking, if I do 2 lives at different times, I can catch different people, right? Like Chuck does that, right? He has like a Tuesday morning, and then he has like a Friday afternoon. So I might switch to something like that. It's just my work schedule is very helter skelter. So I might end up being, I might just stick to like every other Thursday night, and then do a pop-up whenever I can, if I'm not busy with work or whatever. Because coming into the fall and winter, I'm not out and doing as much on a Saturday as I would have been. And I'm up early anyways. I don't really sleep in. So we missed my unboxing. So I got my first order of seeds for the year in here. And I just went through the different seeds that I'm going to be growing next year. I got some pansies and some petunias and verbena and a beautiful millet, a grass. Looks absolutely beautiful. I said pansies. Gosh, I can't remember. Coleus. I got quite a few different things. I'm really excited to try. Dexter's in his bed. Dexter's downstairs in his bed. I know everyone always wants to know where Dexter is. Dexter is not here. He is sleeping in his bed. And I will tell you, I will show you. You want to see why? You want to see why? I should show him the video I sent Nicole the other day. Oh my gosh, I just found the Heavenly Blue Morning Glory. So this is not the best picture of it, but it's a much larger, and it's like this really nice, just like vibrant blue. I should see if I can find the video I sent Nicole while I was watching her video. And Dexter's on my lap. So Dexter used to come in when he was younger and he was tiny, and he'd be really sleepy, and my daughter would bring him in. But should I show that video? Let me see if I can find it. I will show you why Dexter does not come in during my lives. Okay, I gotta try and enlarge this. How do I enlarge this? Okay, let's see. Sorry, this content is not available right now. What? Okay, add to stream. What? Okay, well, hold on. Oh, okay, here we go. Calm down. I said no. Calm down. We're calming down. We're going to calm down and watch Nicole's video, okay? We're going to calm. Go ahead and calm. Yeah. See, she's doing her seedlings. There we go. Oh, that's good. Nice boy. So he's calmed down for a little bit. Okay. Don't be fooled. Oh, look, we're watching Nicole's video. We're watching seeds. So we got to calm down and watch seeds, okay? Calm down. I said no. Calm down. We're calming down. We're going to calm down and watch Nicole's video, okay?
We're gonna come. Go ahead and come. Yeah. See, she's doing her seedlings. There we go. Oh.
She looks like a professor over there. Scientist Nicole out with her little lab coat on.
Okay. So, look, we're watching Nicole's video. We're watching seeds. So we gotta calm down and watch seeds, okay? Calm down. We're gonna come.
Okay, this wasn't the crazy video. Where's the crazy one? That's not the one where he's like attacking me. That's a different one. But yeah, I have videos. He goes bananas and he would just be going wild right now. I would not be able to do anything. He would like just be jumping out of my arms and trying to bite and whatever. He doesn't bite hard, but he still, oh, my seed. He still nips now and then, especially me. He loves to, I was trying to relax and I had to throw him off my lap several times today because he drives me nuts. You have a bachelor's degree in biological health sciences. Very fancy. Ooh la la. You got to put the bun and the glasses on. Too bad you don't have a BS. I always think they should have renamed that. It's just such a terrible, a terrible name. I have a BS in gardening. Yeah. I should put that at the end of my name. Brampton Gardener BS. Oh gosh. All right. If anyone's still here, if anyone's made it this long, thank you so much. I am finally signing off. If Bland's Promised Land no, we'll try that again. If Bland's Promised Land Ranch is still on, go check them out. Let them know I sent you over. And yeah, apparently my tongue is done for the night. It's ready to go to bed. Good night. Thank you, everyone. And good luck on your seed buying adventures for this fall. Good night.